Hello my friend, welcome to my first commentary. Today we will talk about Pteras and ARK and how you can defend against getting grabbed. What are the best ways? You all know there's bolas, there's guns, there's melee weapons. There's a bunch of different ways and we will analyze how effective they are, from the time they take to the ammo they consume and so on, and how much they harm your enemy. And yeah, the stats we use for all the dinos and players is what you can see on screen now. The dinos had around 1500 HP. There was a slight difference, as we couldn't always get them on the same amount, but yeah, that's basically how much they had. The movement speed was around 180. It was the same on all of them, and they had regular saddles, primitive grade, and the player also had primitive grade weapons. I had Okay, and now we come to our first test, and this is also probably one of the most important tests, and that is how long does it take with Terra with 180 movement speed, and almost have more, to get you on a height that kills you. We came up at around 4 seconds. Yeah, you all should keep in mind that if it's 3.15, that 3.25 is 4 seconds. So yeah, it's not 3.1, it's 3.15, and that's almost 4 seconds. And yeah, I know we could have tested this a lot more precisely, with a lot more like going up one step, dropping, going up another step, but there's so many different factors to this, like your weight, the Ptera's weight, the Ptera's movement speed, what angle the player actually flies in, how high above the ground you were already. That we are, we think 4 seconds is a result that's good enough. So the first thing we tested here was a simple pistol. It had a time of around 30 seconds, and it consumed 32 ammo. And yeah, that's actually a very bad result. Now the next thing we have is the advanced pistol, and you can see it takes actually quite a bit less, but it takes more ammo. It takes 66 ammo. So yeah, it's even worse also for the cost. Now you can see the assault rifle. Felt like it was one of the worst, but actually it's one of the better weapons. When it comes to time, it takes 9.2, or let's say 10 seconds, so less than half, both of the pistols, but it consumes almost 2 magazines. And now we have the long neck rifle. Yeah, I've seen tons of players try this out, what you can see on screen now, but I can tell you that's probably one of the worst gun, or the worst gun actually. And you have no chance of killing a Ptera unless it's like super damaged. I can tell you already that will take 11 bullets, so that's quite okay. Yeah, most players would carry that around, but it takes forever, and you're never gonna get the kill. In all situations, you could go aim for the player on the Ptera. I guess you should try that with the long neck, but yeah, it very differs from how he holds you. So there's times where you can hit him super easily, and there's times where you can't. But it also depends on the AOE damage of the weapon. Like for example, with the pike and shotgun, which have a large AOE, it's very easy to kill a player. If he has armor, it's harder, of course. But we were testing out the Pteras here mainly, and now you can see Tranq Darts. Yeah, where you saw that the sniper took 43 seconds. The Tranq Dart only take 26 seconds, so that's yeah, pretty big difference. But Tranq Darts are super expensive, so I still wouldn't advise the long necks if you know you will be fighting Pteras. Next thing we have is a fabricated sniper. This gun is pretty good. Takes yeah, 3 magazines, almost 21 bullets and 14 seconds, so that's pretty good. But you all know that it has very low durability and the ammo is expensive, so I wouldn't advise that either. Now we have the simple shotgun. The double barrel shotgun takes 9 seconds to kill. Yeah, you will see that in a second. So you spoiled it. And it takes 6 shots. So the double barrel is my favorite so far. Yeah, since you can also quite easily damage the player. I don't think you can damage both at the same time, but it's just very fast. Yeah, and really puts pressure on the player, since damage is inflicted early. Like, if it's low already and he grabs you and you have a shotgun, you can do like 33% damage instantly on a 100,500 Ptera. Now we had the double barrel shotgun, which not the double barrel, the fabricated shotgun, which took 7 shot and 10 seconds. So it was actually worse than the double barrel shotgun in both aspects. But keep in mind that you had to reload, so if you wouldn't have to reload, it would have been, or if the Ptera had just a tiny bit less HP, you would have only needed 6 shots, which is how much it has in one magazine, and then you wouldn't have to reload, and then it would be extremely fast. So right now I would say that the fabricated shotgun is the best gun, also since it uses the same ammo as the double barrel. But both guns, especially if you keep in mind that the double barrel is a lot cheaper to craft, so if you know you will be fighting Pteras, I would advise using double barrel. Yeah, now we are testing the crossbow, which is probably the worst. I can tell you already. We should come to an end here soon. Yeah, we stopped shooting there since it would have died now. But and it really wasn't worth to kill that Ptera. But it took us over a minute, so yeah, you have no chance to even pressure the enemy to do something with the crossbow. And here we tested hitting the player, which didn't work. Now we're testing crossbow with tranq arrows. And yeah, that's a better way to do it. Before, the crossbow took 24 arrows, and now tranqing it without the delay. You could also wait. It would be maybe a bit slower, and I really wouldn't want to wait if someone picked me up. But it would take you less arrows if you waited. But yeah, tranq arrows, well, actually they aren't any better. They take even longer, even if shooting them, so you all know that they like inflict a lot of torpor when they hit, and then a bit over time. So even if you do a lot of hits, so inflict the torpor faster, you still need more time than shooting tranqs, shooting regular stone arrows, and you also need more ammo. So crossbow, no matter what you do, isn't really helpful with arrows, at least. Next thing we're testing is the compound bow, and this thing was the biggest surprise for me, since I never saw any reason to make a compound bow. We're using metal arrows here, and it kills with 5 arrows, and it was on low health after the 4th one, so it could have killed any other Ptera with 4 if they had less HP. So compound bow, very very good. 8 seconds, 5 arrows. Yeah, just great. But I know most people don't make compound bows. Now we're testing the melee weapon, which is the sword. Of course, you can't really tell how much ammo it needs. You could analyze the durability, but I guess most people are trying to stay alive and don't care too much about the durability. Here we have the pike. Pike's a lot worse than the sword. It takes more than 2 times as long. You can hit the player though, but never happened to me in an actual battle. Just on that a private server here, and we just piked it out. So it might have even took longer if I didn't pause the time while I was running towards it. But yeah, you can see that pikes are actually viable to use. They are better than the long neck rifles, the pistols. Yeah, and those are, and the crossbow of course, and those are usually the weapons a lot of people carry around. So right now only shotguns, compound bow, and the assault rifle is better. And yeah, now you can see the grappling hook. The grappling hook is pretty is just great. We tested how long it took to switch like to put in a grappling hook. If you think I was pretty fast with moving my mouse, so if you get grabbed and you switch your crossbow, you can make it in less than 5 seconds and then just shoot the ground and you're out. So that is great, but you don't kill the Ptera. That's a problem. And here we're testing the gas grenade, and yeah, you can see that it didn't give me 50 torpo. If you're tranked, you don't get any fall damage. So we had a workout before, but yeah, and when we were recording it didn't work. So gas grenade can work. It's better to use it than dying, but it's also great that it like tranks the rider of the dino. You just have to cook it, so that makes it quite viable. But yeah, you might still die if you don't get trained. C4, you will kill yourself, but you might also kill the rider depending on his health and armor, and the dino. So C4 is, I would use C4 if I knew I would die. It's better than giving it to your enemy. And the last thing you saw is the bowler, draw and fuse time. So yeah, you can fire bowler in around 2 seconds. So that's just great. But again, you don't kill it, and for all of these tests, of course, you would use a parachute in game 2. Now you saw the rocket launcher, same. It's pretty much like the C4. You will most likely kill yourself, but you might kill the dino and the rider too. And now we're using those electrical prods, and yeah, they don't help you anything. Like, they are super expensive, and I used 9 here, and it didn't go down, and then yeah, I didn't bring any more, so yeah, we left it there. Now the last thing is the club. Club's pretty cool. Yeah, it doesn't take as much as I would have guessed, as you can see from my hotbar. It takes a lot less. You can just hold down your control key, but it takes still a lot longer than the sword, and again, you don't kill it. So I wouldn't use a club if you have anything better. You can see it's already past the 30 seconds mark. No, should go down any second. Yeah, we dismounted here, but we just kept going since we already knew at this point that it wasn't a viable option. There was only one more hit. Alright, now let's get to my conclusion. I would say that you should always carry bolas around in your hotbar or even grappling hooks, but you know, the 4 seconds it takes for you to switch to grappling hooks and shoot is already longer than a player needs, or is as long as a player needs to get you on a height where he could kill you, and that's potentially a height where you can't shoot on the ground or anything else to grapple to. So yeah, it's quite risky. Yeah, and then he can pretty much bring you anywhere he wants to kill you, or if you just hold you in air and have his friend kill you, shoot you, or whatever. So yeah, it might be a good idea to kill that Ptera. So then you would have to use one of those guns. Yeah, the problem there is that they all need more than 4 seconds. The fabricated shotgun can be super quick if it doesn't have as much HP as ours did in the test. But yeah, I guess with all Pteras, if you fly quick, you could drop a player before he can kill you with a gun, if you are on full HP and you have a decent Ptera. So, but the thing is with guns, the Ptera is still damaged. So you shoot him with your double barrel, give him 2 loads, 4 pellets, and then he's below half. He drops you because he panics or whatever, or he knows that after the reload he's dead. You use a parachute, and he probably won't go in to grab you again right away. Then you have the time to run away or whatever, or I don't know, go to your turrets, have your friends attack him. So yeah, it's still a matter of preference whether you try to get out with a bowler or grappling hook without killing, or whether you try to kill it. So the tranking options like Tranq Darts and Tranq arrows, or even what is called the club, isn't really a good option. So I would advise using a shotgun or a sword, since those have the lowest time and really put pressure on your enemy. Especially, he might think that you don't have any more shotgun ammo and go in for a grab and then die. But with your sword, I don't think anyone expects a sword to break in the middle of a fight. You could also use the assault rifle if you're rich, since it's pretty fast. But yeah, it takes almost 2 magazines, so 80 bullets. And that's not a good thing for most players, I guess, since you could also put them in your turrets. So again, I would advise shotguns or swords. The sword really surprised me. Compound bow is great too. Yeah, I don't know what else a compound bow is good for, since it does less damage with tranq arrows and so on. So I guess most people won't even have those. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more ARK in-depth videos, and check out my other videos, and please leave it a like if you liked it. Thanks.